Maimer this week is a Maimer from Gimel Tammuz, Topshim Hey, 1985, Shabbos Parsha Kedach. It was Parsha Kedach on a Shabbos, and the Maimer began with a verse from the Parsha, which is from Parsha Kedach, speaking about the blossoming of the cane of Aaron. There are a few Maimorim Hasidic discourses on this posik. There's one that Rebbe said in 1973, there's one in 1981, and there's one in 1985. And each one is different. They're sometimes the same idea, concept, but developed in different ways. This is 10 years before Gimel Tammuz. 9 years. That the Porach Mata Aaron, that the cane of Aaron, Porach blossomed, and it grew almonds. So the Alter Rebbe elaborates on this in the Likutei Torah and asks a question, Sei Parsha Seinu, in the Likutei Torah, which is Hasidic discourses from the Alter Rebbe. The same thing is also in the Hasidic discourses of the Tzemach Tzedek, and the mitzvahs, which is referred to Sefer HaMitzvahs la Tzemach Tzedek, and the mitzvah of Birchas Kehanim. Mitzvahs Birchas Kehanim, the mitzvah, the obligation, the commandment that Kehanim have to bless the Jewish nation. Lahavin Lamashkedim Dafket. Understand why the inyan of Shkedim? Why Shkedim elements? What does it signify? The Shkedim, the elements, are more hastily ready and ripe, more than all the fruits and the harvest. That's why it's called Shoket, because it's the inyan of fast, quick. Shoket means quick. As it says in the pasuk in Yirmiyah, Balzeni Yirmiyah. Mako sheket, ki sheket ani alvori la seise. The Eibishter says, I am quick, I am immediate about fulfilling my words. Which this is that it takes this is the connection with the 3 weeks. The 3 weeks of mourning period corresponds to the 3 weeks that it takes a shoket usually to grow an almond. In other words, it grows very fast. And this is the connection with the prophecy that Yirmiyah receives from Hashem, that the Eibishter says, I mean the destruction of Beit HaMikdash, and that he's going to do it, it's going to be immediate. And this is also, as we will see further, the connection with the Kahuna of Aaron, the blessing with the cane of Aaron, signifying the Kahuna of Aaron. Aaron as a Kayan. And he explains in this discourse, as mentioned in the Likutei Torah, quoted earlier, that this relates to the Kahuna of Aaron. As we see that this itself, the blossoming of the cane of Aaron, was a sign signifying the Kahuna of Aaron. The staff. The pole, right? Yeah, the stick. The stick of Aaron that was placed amongst the sticks of the other Nesiim, and his was the one that overnight blossomed. Already it came out. In other words, Shkedim, flowers. That the blossoming of the stick of Aaron was a simon, signified the Kahuna of Aaron. That Aaron got the Kahuna, but in addition to that the Kahuna is the union of Zrizus, quickness. One of the concepts, one of the features of the Kahuna of Aaron is the idea of Birchas Kehanim, the blessings of a Kehan. This is the uniqueness of this bracha in comparison to other brachas. The amshacha, the drawing down this blessing, comes on a very quick, hasty way, quicker than an ordinary bracha, as the Rebbe will explain further the difference. But in Yodua Hefresh ben Bracha Litfila, it is known the difference between Bracha and Tfila, as it's the difference between blessing and prayer. Kemavur Bekama Drushim, Befrat Bedrushi Admur Marash, especially in the Maimorim of the Rebbe Marash, the Hasidic discourses of the Rebbe Marash, who was the fourth leader of Chabad, Ubimyuchad Bedrushi Berei Sefer HaMaimorim Tafresh Chavtes, and especially in the beginning of his Maimorim Hasidic discourses of the year Tafresh Chavtes, which is 1869. What is the difference between blessing and prayer? That prayer is something which is a request from below. It is dependent on the service and the aveda of a person, on the behalf of the person, what the person has to do on his own. That in addition to it, that this alone means that it can take longer, there can be a delay till it's fulfilled, the prayer is fulfilled. It could be that the tefillah will make a whole thing, will accomplish a full fulfillment of the whole request, and it can only accomplish a half. When it comes to the blessing is the drawing down from above. When the mevorech, the one that blesses, is found higher, the one that blesses is higher, and he's the one that issues the blessing. And he brings it down from the source. So the amshocha, the drawing down, is already in a complete format milmaila. It's not dependent at all on the aveda and the behalf and efforts from the below. In this itself, there is a quality in Birchas Kehanim and the rest of the brachas. The Bishara brachas, the other brachas, Yitochon Shal Bracha Tisakev Chulu. By other brachas, it could very well be that the bracha should be held up. In other words, there should be obstacles when the bracha comes out. Birchas Kehanim Sham Shachasi Beifin the Mehirus is Rizus. Birchas Kehanim is drawn down in a very quick way, without any obstacles. As it is Lamaila, it comes down Lamata without any interferences, without any judgments, without any limitations.
What do you mean, Masham Mevorchim to Lamaila? What is the Mevorchim Lamaila?
The one that blesses is always higher than the one that receives the blessing.
Blesses a Jew is higher?
But B'Shas Ma'aseh, he is in a way that he's mashpia to the other person. So he's mamshich from a higher level. In general, a person comes to someone else for a blessing, it's because he believes in that person. And that person can give him a blessing. So usually the mevorech come to a rebbe for a blessing. You come to mevorech. So the mizborech is the one that feels he wants to receive a bracha from somebody higher than him, somebody more distinguished.
Birchas Kohanim is not depending on the Cohen himself.
The Cohen is actually a channel through which he brings down the brachas from the Eibishter. They're doing the mission of the Eibishter.
But if he's missing something.
There are certain conditions. There are certain conditions that, according to halacha, he is not permitted to do. Certain transgressions that he did, or even more yet, more delicately spoken. In case he has in mind, he is benching everybody besides one person in that community. He cannot bench. He's not allowed to do duchen, because it's supposed to be levorech esam Yisrael b'yava.
So he should disqualify himself.
Yeah.
Walk out.
He's supposed to do it. The question is if he does. Kehanim are also kapdonim, sometimes very temperamental. So, kapdonim heim, they speak in Gemara. Kehanim kapdonim heim, no? Kapdonim heim.